Hello, good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning. Guys, please confirm. Can you see me? Am I audible enough? Please confirm in the chat box. Are you able to see me? Are you able to hear me? Good morning, Pankaj. Good morning, Manav. Good morning, Karan. Good morning, Kirti. Good morning, Khushi. Alfia, Lakshmi, Divya, Karan, Vishal, Jyotish, Akanksha. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Rani, Bhupinder, Payal, Karan, Yashika, Surendra, Manikam, Alageshwaran. Okay. Welcome. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. So, yes, this is the second session of basic concepts. We had concluded certain very important sections of basic concepts in our last session. And in this session, we are going to continue the chapter from where we had left last, right? Yes, sir. Good morning, Sona, Ananta, Om, Shivaranjan, Jitu Pandit, Arjav Jain, Aditya Kumari, Aditi Kumari, Abhishek. Good morning, Yuvraj Singh, UV. Nishant Mishra. Good morning, guys, and welcome to this session. Welcome to the second session of Basic Concepts. If you want to see the first session of Basic Concepts, the link is given in the description box below. There you can go and see the first lecture of Basic Concepts. Today we are going to start the second lecture of Basic Concepts. Good morning, Tanish. Good morning, Tulsi is there. Very good. Good morning, Tulsi. Saransh. Sarnika, Nikita, Abhik, Paul, Achal, Sona. Good morning, everyone. So before starting the session, let me reiterate the schedule of classes with all of you. Yes, the revision series has started and the mission is one and only June 2022 attempt. That is the mission. So the tagline is hashtag mission June 2022. The tagline is hashtag June 2022. That is the tagline which we are using. So the tagline is hash mission June 2022. That is the mission which we are pursuing in these revision lectures. And yes, for all the 4 subjects, the revision series has started. And the revision series is available on 2 YouTube channels. Number 1, YouTube channel CMA Nikkhil Gupta. Number 2, YouTube channel Bright Vision Academy. So you can see these live lectures anywhere out of the 2 YouTube channels. You can watch these live lectures. And yes, you can move towards your goal of acquiring that much coveted degree, acquiring that qualification, CMA Intermediate Group 1 in June 2022. That is the mission. So yes, this particular session is also relevant for Group 3 students. Group 3 students who are there in their Group 3 for DT, Direct Taxation, paper number 16. This series is especially relevant for them as well. So guys, wherever the classes are relevant for both CMA Final and Intermediate, I will put CMA Intermediate plus Final in the heading. Okay. And whichever topics are only relevant for Intermediate, I will put in the heading CMA Inter. That's it. Whichever topics are relevant only for Final, I will put in the heading CMA Final. That is how you will know that this particular topic is relevant only for Intermediate, only for Final, or both for Intermediate and Final. And let me reiterate, I always tell my Group 3 students, I always tell them, Group 3 students, please listen to this carefully. Your Group 3 Direct Taxation book, which has been released by the Institute, that book has to be read in conjunction with your Intermediate book, because many topics from your Intermediate books are asked in your DT final examination. So yes, you have to do a combined study. The course is vast. You have to do a combined study. You have to read the DT Intermediate book of CMA Intermediate. You also have to read DT final book of CMA Final to qualify in CMA Final. So CMA Final book doesn't contain topics like capital gains or PGBP, but in the examination, both these topics will be relevant, or for that matter, residential status, which we are going to start in the next class. So to all the Group 3 students, This is an advisory. This is a caution note. Please study some topics from CMA Intermediate book as well. So this particular series is relevant for Group 3 students, direct taxation students also. Sir, you were talking about some test series. What is that test series all about? Yes, guys, test series will also be simultaneously taken so that you are able to understand, you are able to gauge whether you are doing well or not. Okay, so test series will be taken simultaneously. When will your first test happen? Guys, your first test is scheduled on 13th of March. Your first test is scheduled on 13th of March. On 13th of March, your first test is scheduled evening 7 p.m. and this will be scheduled on Google Meet. This will be scheduled on Google Meet, and link to this particular test will be given to you on this mobile number. So please WhatsApp on this mobile number 9643929913. Please WhatsApp on this mobile number, and you will be added to the WhatsApp group of DT Intermediate. And in that WhatsApp group, you will get plethora of things like MCQs, like some voice notes, podcasts, and information about the test series. So first test is scheduled on 13th March 2022, 7 p.m. Sunday, 7 p.m. This test will happen. Sir, what is the topic of the test? The topic of the test is basic concepts plus tax rates. Basic concepts plus tax rates. The entire chapter number one will be asked in this particular first test of the test series, which is scheduled on 13th March 2022. So please, let's gear up for the test. That is the a benchmark that you will be able to assess whether you are in the right direction or not if you are attaining good marks in your test. So that is how we are going to conduct the test series. Okay, sir, got it? So let's move on, guys. In the last class, we had studied some basic concepts of direct taxation, like what is tax, then what is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax, what is union list, state list, concurrent list, what is the constitutional validity, sources of income tax law, difference between previous year and current year, then what are the various forms of persons who are eligible to pay tax under the Income Tax Act. Today we are going to start our next topic, and the next topic which we are going to start today is heads of income. What do you mean by heads of income, and what are the various heads of income? That is what we are going to start today. Now, guys, we all know that we earn income, right? And on that income we pay taxes. That is the fundamental of income taxation. We earn income and we pay taxes on that particular income. That is income tax all about. So whatever we earn, we pay income taxes on that particular income. That is income tax, right? Now, before we pay taxes on our income, we have to bifurcate our income based on its characteristic, based on its nature, in 5 parts. So we need to tell Government of India, look, Government of India, suppose if your total earning during the year is 10 lakh rupees. Suppose your total earning during the year is 10 lakh rupees. So 10 lakh rupees is your total earning during the year. You need to tell Income Tax Department that what is the characteristic of this income? What is the characteristic of this income? Is this income your salary, or this income is your house property, or this income is your capital gains, or this income is your business income, or this income is your other sources income? This is the 5 head based on their characteristic, based on the nature of the income. 5 heads in which income is bifurcated is salary, house property, capital gain, PGBP, and last is income from other sources, IFOS. So these are the 5 categories, right? So I have earned income worth 10 lakh rupees during the year. Now I need to tell the Income Tax Department what is the bifurcation of this income based on the nature. What kind of income is it? Is it income in the nature of salary? Is it income in the nature of house property? Is it income in the nature of capital gain? Based on the characteristic, I will tell my income tax department what kind of income is it. Now, if I ask you, you have already understood what are the 5 names, okay, and the 5 names are also given on the board, okay. Please see the board and please see the 5 names which are there, and based on the name itself you will be able to classify what kind of income is it. So for example, I'll give you an example, okay. I am working with Reliance Industries Limited as a chief financial officer. When I am working as a chief financial officer with Reliance Industries Limited, Reliance Industries Limited is paying me a package of 20 lakh rupees per annum. Please tell me, out of these 5 heads, where would this 220 lakh classify? Is it your salary? Is it your house property income? Is it your business income? Is it your capital gain? Or is it from income from other sources? Please write in the chat box what is the nature of this particular income. I am CFO of Reliance Industries Limited. Perfect, perfect, good answer. Brilliant. Pankaj Kumar, Megha Tomar, Manav Khera, Jyotish, Nagnath, Jyoti Bharti, Edugain, Manav Khera, Megha, Vidhi Podar, Mihir. Everyone is saying salary, salary, salary. Perfect answer. Question number 2. I have a big house in my possession. I am owner of a very big house in Delhi. Now I want to give away one of the house as lease. On rent, I want to give one of the house and I'm earning rental income. Out of these 5 heads, where would this income be classified? Please answer in the chat box. House property, Pankaj says house property. Payal says house property. Brilliant answer. Very good answer. Superb. Alfia, Manav, Kriti, Aishwarya, Payal. Very good. Disha Mahajan, Akanksha, Priya. Everyone is saying house property. Perfect answer, guys. Perfect answer. Example number 3. I have sold my old car. I had an old car, a very expensive car I had. I sold my own old car and I gained a lot of money from that old car. Or I sold an old house property which I had. I sold a building which I had and I gained 2 crore rupees from selling of that building. What kind of income is this income? Perfect. Manav Kheda, Vishnu Prasad, Ananta, Idugain, Disha Mahajan, Jyotish, Deepika, everyone is saying capital gain. Perfect, guys. Capital gain. Now, I am into business of running my own coaching institute. I am a teacher and I have a faculty of members who are part of this coaching institute. So, what kind of income is that particular income? Which head is that particular income? Income from my coaching institute. PGBP, perfect. Nikita, Salunke, Anjali, Pankaj, Manav, perfect answer, perfect. Harshit Singh Rajput is also there. Very good, Harshit. Good morning. PGBP, perfect. PGBP, perfect. Nitya, PGBP. Tanay, Tanya, PGBP. Perfect answer, guys. That income is PGBP. So you are well aware what kind of income goes into which account head. These are the 5 account heads, and the respective income goes into the respective account head. And that is known as classification of head of income. How do you classify the various heads of income? This is how you classify the various heads of income. This is how you bifurcate your income into various heads. You classify your income into various heads, and this is the logic of heads of income. Now, my question to you is, sir, why do we need to classify our income into 5 heads, sir? So it is such a hassle. Why do you have to do this? So why don't Income Tax Act tell me what is the rate of tax on entire 10 lakh rupees? Okay. And I don't want to bifurcate, sir. What is the use of bifurcation, sir? I don't want this bifurcation. My income is 10 lakh. Tell me what is the tax. Tell me what is the tax rate and tell me what is my tax. So why do I bifurcate into so many parts and do all this nonsense, sir? So I don't want to do this, sir. I am already fed up with my work. I have work responsibilities. Now, over and above my work responsibilities, I give all these details to Income Tax Act. Why should I do this, sir? I don't want to classify my income into any head of income, sir. I don't want to do that. What is the logic behind classifying income into various heads of income? What is the logic? Is there any benefit which assessee derives out of dividing the heads, the income into various heads of income? Is there any benefit? Wow, brilliant, brilliant. Already the answers are given in the chat box. Vidhi Podar, Jyotish, Kirti, Deepika, Pankaj, Priyadarshini, Bhupendra, Disha Mahajan. Very good. Superb answer. Guys, the tax rates are different for some of these heads of income, and the deductions and exemptions which are claimed in some of these are different from others. So, yes, salary might be taxed at a different rate as compared to capital gains. Capital gains might be taxed at a different rate. Salary might be taxed at a different rate. So maybe government wants to give some benefit to the capital gain earning people, and income tax doesn't want to give that benefit to salary earning people. So there are benefits which are given by income tax act which may vary from person to person, and that is the reason why the the entire amount of income is not taxed at a constant rate. It is not taxed at a constant rate, but it is taxed at a different rate. Okay, exemptions are there, deductions are there, and because of those exemptions and deductions, the tax may vary. That is the logic. That is the logic behind spreading your income or bifurcating your income into 5 parts. Rather than offering the entire income in one part, we bifurcate it into 5 parts so that we get additional benefits, we get appropriate tax rates, and we get the exemptions which is given by the Income Tax Act. Perfect. That is the reason, guys. So please read the line which is written over here. Total of all the heads of income is equal to gross total income. So when all heads of income is added, it leads to gross total income. Total of all heads of income is equal to gross total income. Gross total income is total of all the 5 heads, that is known as gross total income. Okay, sir. Perfect. Got it. Now we move on to the difference between heads of income and sources of income. Okay, so there are two words. One is head of income, other word is sources of income, and there is a difference between these two words, heads of income and sources of income. Okay, so heads of income we have already discussed, guys, like house property, capital gain, salary, PGBP. These are known as heads of income. What are sources of income? So from these heads, we can have multiple sources of income. For example, someone might have 3 house properties. Someone might have 3 house properties. So each of the house property is one source of income. And all that income is accumulated into the head of income, which is income from house property. So head of income means the broad head, the 5 heads which are given by the Income Tax Act. They are the 5 heads. That is the head of income, and within this head of income, there are various sources of income, which means if I have income from house property, I might have income from house property from more than one house property. I might have several house properties, and the income from each of the house property will be clubbed under income from house property, and all those incomes which are clubbed under income from house property will be taxed as income from house property. That is the concept of income from house property, and this is the concept of source of income versus head of income. Heads are only 5, sources can be unlimited. So for example, if I'm talking about business income, guys, I might have several business incomes. I might have business of coaching institute, I might have business of selling mobile phones, I might have business of selling electronic gadgets, I might have business of oil wells. There are refineries which are in my name, and I earn income from that oil refineries. I have multiple sources of income from business also. So business income is the head of income. And if I have 5 businesses, then all the 5 businesses are known as source of income. Source of income. Head means the 5 characteristics, the 5 bifurcation according to the characteristic which is made by the Income Tax Act. That is known as head of income. And what is the source of income? Source of income means amongst that head, what is the specific source from where income is earned? That is the difference between head of income and source of income. So source of income can be unlimited, can be many. However, the head of income is only 5. There are only 5 heads of income, which is salary, house property, PGBP, capital gain, and income from other sources. So that is the difference between source of income and heads of income. Source of income and heads of income. That is the difference between the two. All right, sir. So now let me tell you one administrative aspect, guys. Administrative aspect means rounding off. Yes, we had studied rounding off in our school level, guys, right? We have studied rounding off. What do you mean by rounding off? Rounding off means, if any number is a odd number, it's not a multiple of 5 or 10. So we try to make it a multiple of 5 or 10. So suppose your tax is computed as, so guys, today it's electronic world, okay? So the difficulty is less. But assume a situation where your tax is computed as 15,643 rupees. Your tax is computed as 15,643 rupees. Now, how difficult is it to render change of this 3 rupees? Sometimes it becomes difficult. And guys, what if the tax rate, because tax rates might give a odd figure in decimals, also the figure can be there. So suppose the tax is computed as 15,643 rupees and 73 paise. Please tell me, how on earth will you pay this 73 paise to government of India? How will you pay this amount? You cannot even pay this amount electronically, right? How can we pay this amount? It would be very difficult to pay this amount. So there is a concept of rounding off which has been introduced in the Income Tax Act. And the concept of rounding off says, whatever income you have computed, okay, whatever taxable income you have computed, I'm talking about taxable income according to the Income Tax Act. Whatever income you have computed or whatever tax you have computed, you have to round it off to the nearest multiple of 10. To the nearest multiple of 10, which means you have to round off the amount. If the amount is greater than 5, then you have to round off to next 10. And if the amount is less than 5, that is to be ignored. So you have to round off the amount to a multiple of 10. That is the concept of rounding off, which is there in the Income Tax Act. Okay, sir? So yes, sir, we had studied this concept of rounding off in our school level, at our school level as well. This is the same concept, guys, which we had studied at our school level. Okay, sir, got it. Yes, Government of India gives you a leeway. Please round off your income and your taxes to the extent you will be able to pay those taxes and income properly. To be able to pay those taxes and income properly, we allow you a rounding off provision. This is the rounding off provision. Okay, sir, got it? Okay, next, very, very, very important topic, guys. A very important topic that we are going to study now. And this topic, from a CMA final perspective and from a CMA intermediate perspective, both the perspectives, this topic is very, very important. This topic deals with difference between three things: tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. These are the three things which are dealt with in this particular topic: tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. Now, these three topics are topics which are there in CMA Intermediate as well as CMA Final. So, in CMA Intermediate as well as CMA Final, guys, a question from these topics may come in your examination. Yes, a theoretical topic will come from in the examination from these three topics, not a practical one, but still these topics are very important. In CMA Final, 6 marks question came from this particular concept in 2019. So very, very important topic, both from CMA Intermediate and Final level. Okay, sir, got it. So what is this topic? Topic is difference between tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. Tax planning, tax avoidance, and tax evasion. Guys, we know that to save tax, there is a lot of effort which goes into to save tax. Whenever we want to save tax, there's a lot of effort which goes into saving our tax, right? No one in the country wants to pay excess tax. No one in the country wants to pay excess tax. Everyone wants to save their taxes. Everyone wants to reduce their tax burden. That is the primary concern, or that is the primary factor of every individual. Not only me, not only you, but everyone who's there in the country, they want to save taxes. Saving of tax is an important aspect, is a important feature of any person who's there. They want to save taxes. Now, the taxes which they want to save, there can be two ways of saving the taxes. One can be the ethical way. Second can be the unethical way. You can save taxes in an ethical way. You can save taxes in an unethical way, right? So both the ways are there. If you save taxes in an unethical way, then that will be a punishable offense. And if you save taxes in an ethical way, that will be not a punishable offense. You will not be punished for that activity. Yes, you have right to save tax, but within the periphery of the Income Tax Act, within the four corners of Income Tax Act. So what do you mean by tax planning? Tax planning means taking the best advantage of law to reduce the tax burden. So guys, Income Tax Act in itself will offer a lot of exemptions, deductions and benefits to the assessees, to the persons who are taxpayers. Income Tax Act will in itself give a lot of benefit, a lot of exemptions to the assessees. Income Tax Act gives it. So you please take those exemptions, please take those deductions and save taxes. If you take those deductions and exemptions which are there in the Income Tax Act to save taxes, then it is known as tax planning. Yes, it is ethical, it is valid, and you can go for it. Okay, yes, it is ethical, you can go for it. This is known as tax planning. Planning means you will plan your tax in a manner that you will reap maximum benefit of all the provisions of the act. That is known as tax planning. Planning your taxes in a manner that you will be able to reap maximum benefit out of the Income Tax Act within the four corners of Income Tax Act by following the provisions of Income Tax Act. So suppose if salaried class is allowed a standard deduction, please make use of that standard deduction and reduce your taxable income. You reduce your taxable income after gaining benefit of it. So yes, the tax planning, meaning of tax planning is to take best advantage to reduce your taxes. It is of course legal. Yes, law permits you to take the advantages which are given in the Income Tax Act. Yes, it is ethical and moral. You can, with full morality and ethical attitude, you can take benefit of those provisions which are there in the act. It is futuristic and positive in approach. It is for future, you'll be benefited by taking these steps. It is a positive thing, and long term benefit is there for the tax planning sections. Long term, you will be benefited if you make use of tax planning sections. Long term, you will be benefited out of these activities, out of these tax planning measurements. Yes, sir. Now we talk about the third thing first, which is tax evasion. When you do not follow law, when you ignore law, when you conceal your income, you hide your income, you do not showcase your income, that is known as tax evasion. When you earn an income of house property, say worth rupees 2 lakhs, and you do not disclose it to income tax authorities, you say मैं नहीं दिखाता तुम्हें, तुम तो टैक्स ले लेते हो बहुत ज्यादा, मैं नहीं दिखा रहा तुमको मेरी इनकम कितनी है. So whenever you under determine or under calculate the provisions of income tax, or you ignore the provisions of income tax. So suppose if the rate at which salary is taxable, suppose is 25%, but you levy tax at the rate of 15%. Absolutely incorrect. This is the wrong way of calculating taxes. This is known as tax evasion. This is known as tax evasion. When you deliberately ignore law, when you deliberately follow wrong law, when you deliberately ignore law, that is known as tax evasion. So undermining or under declaring income earned or overstating the expenses is known as tax evasion. Absolutely illegal. Absolutely illegal. And yes, unethical and immoral. This is not good, guys. This is not good. It is unethical and it is immoral. It is negative in approach. It is negative in approach. No benefit you will derive from this particular activity, because if tomorrow income tax authorities catch hold of you, catch hold of the problem that you have created in your income tax return, then they are going to put you behind the bars. They are going to penalize you. You will have to pay hefty amount of interest on the tax due. So whatever tax you have saved, more than that particular tax, you have to pay as penalties, interest, and you have to also spend some time in jail. So is it worth it? Answer is no, it is not worth it. Tax evasion is not worth it. When you do not follow law, that is known as tax evasion, and it is definitely not worth it. You are not following law in spirit. You are not following law in the words, in the actual, in the essence. Then that is known as tax evasion. Not preferable at all. Suppressing the Income Tax Act, not preferable at all. And guys, these are the extremes. This is white and this is black. This is white and this is black. These are the extremes. And in the middle, there is a gray lining. There is a silver lining. There's a gray shade. Okay. This is a gray shade, which is known as tax avoidance. What is tax avoidance? Tax avoidance means although you are following law, but you are misinterpreting law to your benefit. Although you are following law, but you are misinterpreting law to your benefit. To gain benefit, you are misinterpreting the law. You are taking a wrong explanation of the law to misinterpret the law. That is known as tax avoidance. So I'll give you an example. Okay, a very simple example I'm going to give you. My mother, when we were young, my mother used to tell me that whenever there's rainy season is there, a lot of rain is there, then in the parks and the gardens, the soil is a little sloggy. It's moisturized, right? So my mom would always tell me that, okay, today evening you can't go for playing in the park. Today evening you can't go for playing in the park. We would ask, why can't we go to park today? She used to say, today it rained, therefore the mud is sloggy. Your entire dress is going to be spoiled. So you will not go to park today in the evening because your dress will be spoiled. Today in the evening, you are not going to the park. This is what my mother instructed me when I was very young. What did she mean? She meant that if you go to the park, your entire dress will be spoiled. The dirt will be on your body, and that will be a bad situation. Bacterial infection might happen, or some unwanted components can be on your body. So you cannot go to park during rainy season. So she used to tell me, Nikhil, in the evening you can't go to park. I used to misinterpret it. And I used to interpret it in a manner that, okay, mom said, in the evening I can't go to the park. But mom didn't say that in the night I can't go to the park. So I will go to the park at night. That particular day, when my mom instructed, don't go to the park in the evening, I will not go to the park in the evening. I will go to the park at night. After 7 p.m., after 8 p.m., I'm going to go to the park. This is the interpretation which I took. This is the wrong interpretation which I took, because my benefit was going into the park, whether at evening or night time. So I used to misinterpret it. What did my mom mean? My mom meant that today the mud will be sloggy. There will be water in the park. Therefore, your clothes will get spoiled. Therefore, don't go to the park. She didn't mean that in the evening don't go to the park and go to the park at night. But I used to misinterpret it. Okay, I became over smart. Okay, and when I used to become over smart, then my mom used to slap me. Right? That was the only alternative. My over smartness used to melt away with one slap of my mother. So that is the alternative. Similarly, guys, tax avoidance means although you are following the law, whatever words are written in the law, although you are following it, but not in essence. Interpretation used to take a wrongly, not in essence. In essence, you didn't used to follow the words of your mother act, income tax act. You didn't used to follow those words of your income tax act in proper instance. So I'll give you an example of the income tax act. Okay, now income tax act says that if there is any partnership firm where partners have came together for doing some common business, for doing some business, that is known as partnership firm, and that is to be taxed in a specific way. Okay, partnership firm is to be taxed in a specific way. Then there is another entity which is known as LLP, limited liability partnership. Limited liability partnership is to be taxed in a very different way. Okay, there are different ways in which LLP is to be taxed. There's a different way in which partnership firm is to be taxed. Okay, so guys, what happens is, many a times people, despite of knowing that their business is partnership business, their business was always a partnership business, despite of knowing that, to gain some income tax benefit, they change the characteristic or nature or form of their organization on papers. So although it is a partnership firm, they will deliberately convert that partnership firm into an LLP to gain benefit of income tax act, to gain benefit of income tax which is written in the act. Although the characteristic of that particular agreement is partnership, it is not LLP, but deliberately To get income tax benefit, they would get themselves converted into LLP. This is wrong. Although law will not forbid you, law will not say no, don't transfer yourself to LLP. Law will not say this. But guys, in a sense, you are a partnership firm and not an LLP. So you should not be eligible for the benefits of LLP. Therefore, this is a matter of tax avoidance. You are avoiding tax. You are avoiding tax. I'll give you another example, okay? In the last slide, we had studied about the various sources of income, and various heads of income. Now, suppose I am earning salary income, okay? I am earning salary income. And suppose I am aware that salary income is taxable at a higher tax rate, PGBP income is taxable as a lower tax rate. Then what will I tell income tax department? I will tell income tax department, look, income tax department, I am not earning salary. I'm not earning salary. I am earning PGBP. My income is PGBP. I will lie to the income tax department. I will create all the documentation which will prove that my earning is not salary, but my earning is PGBP. I will try to do that. So that act of trying to prove your nature of income as a different nature of income is again tax avoidance. Although you will be able to prove that this income is actually PGBP and not salary, but point is it is not correct, guys. It is not correct. You should not do it. So whatever income the real nature of income, whatever the real nature of income is, you should disclose that same nature of income to the income tax department. Don't misinterpret the words of income tax department. So taking advantage of loopholes of law to reduce tax. So you're taking advantage of loopholes of law to reduce tax. It is legal, but it is unethical. Okay. It is legal, but it is unethical. So, I'll give you three options. My mom told me in the evening, don't go to the park because rain is there and the mud is sloggy. I didn't go to the park that day. That is tax planning. I didn't go to the park that day. That is tax planning. I ignored my mom's words. And I went to the park in the evening. That is tax evasion. I ignored my mom's words and I went to the park in the evening. That is tax evasion. And the third aspect is I became over smart. I didn't ignore the words of my mom, but I misinterpreted the words of my mom. And I told my mom, you told me that don't go to the park in the evening. So I went to the park at night. That is tax avoidance. This is the difference between tax planning, tax evasion, and tax avoidance. These are the three varieties of managing your tax. How do you manage your tax? So some people would say, no, we will do only tax planning. We will not get into tax avoidance and tax evasion. But some people might take some aggressive interpretations and they might say that, okay, we'll do tax planning. We'll also do tax avoidance. We'll do both. Many people say this also. Depends on you. What do you want to do? But mind you, tax avoidance will not give you long-term benefit. It will always give you short-term benefit. Tax avoidance will never give you long-term benefit. Tax avoidance will give you short-term benefit. I'll tell you how. So when my mom realized that I became over smart when she said, don't go to the park in the evening, I went to the park at night. I became over smart. My mom realized that they are trying to be over smart. From the next day, she used to change her words. She used to say from the next day, don't go to the park today. Don't go to the park today and tonight. So don't go to the park today and tonight. So she used to change her words from the next time onwards. So guys, tax avoidance can definitely give you a short-term benefit for 1 year or 2 years. But eventually, when Income Tax Act will realize that you are doing this over smartness every time, they will change the law. They will change their words, which were subject to misinterpretation. They will change those words. So tax avoidance cannot take you long. It cannot go to a very high extent. It cannot go very far. It will be restricted to an extent. So tax avoidance gives you only short-term benefit and not long-term benefit. That is the worst part about tax avoidance. So tax avoidance is going to give you short-term benefit. Okay, sir, got it? All right, now we come on to a very, very important aspect of our basic concepts, guys. And this is an important topic which you should definitely understand in a very, very profound manner. Okay. The topic is, what is the difference between diversion of income? What is the difference between diversion of income and application of income? What is the difference between diversion of income and application of income? There are two words which are written on the board. The words are diversion of income and application of income. What is the difference between these two words? That is what we are going to understand now, and it is a very, very important concept. Please listen to it carefully. CMA intermediate students, this definition or this difference can come in your examination very, very surely. So it is a very important concept which is specifically given in the CMA study material. So it is a very, very important concept. The difference between diversion of income and application of income. Okay. Let us understand this concept now. Okay, sir. Okay. So I have a diagram made in front of you. Diagram of a publishing house. And this is a world-renowned publishing house, guys, by the name of Penguin, right? This is a publishing house which is by the name of Penguin, and world-renowned publishing house. Everyone knows this publishing house well. It is a very popular publishing house, okay? So the responsibility of this publishing house is to publish books. There are two authors, Mr. and Mrs. A. Both of them are very, very learned people. They write books on various subjects, okay? The publishing house will take right to publish their books. They will take right to publish their books, and in return the publishing house will pay royalty to these two authors. Please listen to me once again. Publishing house will take permission to publish their books, and in return the publishing house will pay royalty to these two authors. Of course, guys, royalty income is taxable in hands of both the authors. Royalty income will be taxed in hands of both the authors. Suppose the royalty income which is decided to be paid by the publishing house to the authors is rupees 5 lakh rupees each. 5 lakh rupees each. So 5 lakh rupees to Mr. A, 5 lakh rupees to Mrs. A. That is the royalty which is to be paid by the publishing house to each of these authors. 5 lakh rupees to Mr. A, 5 lakh rupees to Mrs. A. Now, guys, instead of preparing two checks worth 5 lakh and 5 lakh rupees each, publishing house only made one check of 10 lakh rupees. So publishing house paid royalty to both of these authors. So I've written publishing house will pay royalty to both of these authors. And I hope you are able to see this picture well. So now might be you'll be able to see this picture much more with clarity. Yes, sir. Okay. So publishing house will pay royalty to Mr. A and B, and publishing house is paying this royalty entirely to Mr. A. So 10 lakh rupees is being paid by the publishing house to whom? To Mr. A. And publishing house is giving an instruction to Mr. A, dear Mr. A, please pay 5 lakh rupees out of this royalty to your wife, because they are staying in the same home and they are of course a husband and wife. So publishing house is saying, Mr. A, dear Mr. A, please take 10 lakh rupees from us, keep 5 lakh rupees to yourself and pay 5 lakh rupees to Mrs. A. That is the arrangement between publishing house and Mr. and Mrs. A. Now the question is, sir, the income which is paid by publishing house to Mr. A, is that particular income belonging to Mr. A, or is that income belonging to Mr. A and Mrs. A? Guys, the answer is it is belonging to Mr. A and Mrs. A. So naturally, guys, Mr. A will pay the share of royalty to Mrs. A. So 5 lakh rupees will be paid by Mr. A to Mrs. A, right? 5 lakh rupees is paid by Mr. A to Mrs. A. So now my question to you is, what is the income taxable in hands of Mr. A? Please write in the comment box. Please mention in the comment box, what is the income which should be taxable in hands of Mr. A? Should it be 5 lakh rupees or the remaining 5 lakh rupees? Or should it be entire 10 lakh rupees? Because Mr. A receives 10 lakh rupees from the publishing house. What is the income which is taxable in hands of Mr. A when Mr. A receives 10 lakh rupees from Penguin Publishing House. What is the income which is taxable in hands of Mr. A? Perfect. 5 lakh rupees. Yashika says 5 lakh rupees. Priya Rawat says 5 lakh rupees. Alfia says Yashika Entertainment Show says 5 lakh rupees. Anjali Mahor 5 lakh rupees. Edugain 5 lakh rupees. Tanupriya 5 lakh rupees. Absolutely correct, guys. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. It's 5 lakh rupees because the balance 5 lakh rupees is taxable in hands of Mrs. A. Now, this is known as diversion of income. What do you mean by diversion of income? Actually, the income belonged to Mrs. A. Actually, the income belonged to Mrs. A. Actually, the publishing house should have given it to Mrs. A. The income belonged to Mrs. A. But the income was diverted to Mr. A and then it received Mrs. A. The income was diverted to Mr. A and then it was received to Mrs. A. That is known as diversion of income. Income came through Mr. A to Mrs. A. Income came through Mr. A to Mrs. A. This is known as diversion of income. And guys, diversion of income is not taxable. Diversion of income is not taxable. If you receive income on someone else's behalf, if you receive income, you means Mr. A. If Mr. A receives income from someone else's behalf, it is not taxable in hands of Mr. A. So diversion of income is not taxable. If you divert income from Mr. A to Mrs. A, it is not taxable in hands of Mr. A. It is always taxable in hands of Mrs. A. This is known as diversion of income. So the income which will be taxed in hands of Mr. A is only and only 5 lakh rupees. Okay, sir, got it. Now let's come on to the next part. The next part is application of income. What do you mean by application of income? Now we come on to application of income. In the same example, guys, in the same example, suppose the publishing house pays, suppose the publishing house pays rupees 10 lakh to Mr. A. Suppose the publishing house pays rupees 10 lakh to Mr. A. Now, Mr. A has hired a graphic designer to design his book. He has hired a graphic designer or an editor to design his book. And Mr. A pays a salary worth rupees 2 lakh to this designer. Mr. A pays salary worth rupees 2 lakh to the designer or the editor of the book. Mr. A has hired a person on salary for editing his book, for graphic designing of his book, or for doing some corrections in his book. Mr. A has hired a third person. He's a third person. Mr. A has hired that third person and Mr. A is paying a salary of 2 lakh rupees to this third person. Now the question is, will this particular salary be taxed in hands of Mr. A or not? So what is the taxable income of Mr. A? Is it 10 lakh rupees or is it 8 lakh rupees? And please consider the fact this time Mr. A doesn't have to give anything to Mrs. A. This entire royalty belongs to Mr. A, okay? This entire royalty belongs to Mr. A. It is not to be given to Mrs. A. At this point in time, there is no Mrs. A in picture. Mrs. A not in picture. Entire 10 lakh rupees of income is of Mr. A. Now, again, following the same principle which we had followed earlier, please tell me what is the taxable income of Mr. A? Is it 10 lakh rupees or is it 8 lakh rupees? Is it 10 lakh rupees or is it 8 lakh rupees? Because salary of this graphic designer is 2 lakh rupees. Is it 10 lakh rupees or is it 8 lakh rupees? That is my question to all of you. Manimala, Pankaj, Khushi, Megha, Aditi Kumar, Saket, Disha Mahajan, Anushka, Bhupendra, Pankaj, Akanksha, Deepika, Alfia, Tanya Bhatt, Rani, Anjali Mahor, Om, Payal, Deepika. Tanupriya, what is your answer? Tanupriya. Harshit Rajput, what is your answer? Harshit Rajput. Jyotish says 10 lakh. Vishnu says 10 lakh. Okay, great. All right, guys. The correct answer is 10 lakh rupees will be taxable in hands of Mr. A. 10 lakh rupees is taxable in hands of Mr. A. Sir, why do you say so? Because in the earlier example, you yourself said that the income which belonged to Mrs. A was to be reduced while computing taxable income of Mr. A. You said this thing, sir. So then why would this salary be not taxed in hands of Mr. A? This salary, sir, should not be taxed in hands of Mr. A. Using the same logic, answer is no, guys. Absolutely incorrect. Please understand. 10 lakh rupees of income entirely belonged to Mr. A. Now it is Mr. A's perspective. How does he want to utilize this income? He might want to hire a graphic designer. He might give some income to him. He might want to hire an editor. He might give some income to him. He might undertake hire a translator. He might give some income to him. So Mr. A is getting entire 10 lakh rupees in his account for himself from the publishing house. So it will be taxed in hands of Mr. A only. Now, we are not bothered how Mr. A utilizes this income. He might spend it anywhere. He might expense out anything. He might spend it anywhere. We are not bothered about it. Whatever income is taxable in hands of Mr. A, it is the total income which he receives from the publishing house. In the earlier case, guys, in the earlier case, yes, Mr. A got 10 lakh rupees from the publishing house, but with an instruction. What was that instruction? Instruction was, please pay 5 lakh rupees out of this income to Mrs. A. There was an instruction which was given to Mr. A. There was an implied instruction which was given to Mr. A. Whether Mr. A gives it or not, that's an entirely different thing. But the instruction was that 5 lakh rupees belong to Mr. A. 5 lakh rupees belong to Mrs. A. This was the implied interpretation which was given by the publishing house. Since it was the implied permission, it was the implied instruction which was given by the publishing house, therefore in Mr. A's hand only 5 lakh rupees was taxable. But guys, in this case, it is not diversion of income. It is not a case of diversion of income. It is a case of application of income. You are applying your income to various sources, to various expenses. So publishing as a house is not telling you to hire a graphic designer. No. You are hiring the graphic designer on your own accord for your own benefit. Publishing house is giving income entirely to you. When publishing house is giving income entirely to you, that entire income will be taxable in your hands. So entire 10 lakh rupees will be taxable in hands of Mr. A. Entire 10 lakh rupees is taxable in hands of Mr. A. This is known as application of income. You apply this income, you are using this income, you are utilizing this income. Income Tax Act will say utilize it the way you want. We will tax your entire income which you have received from the publishing house. Publishing house didn't tell you that please give some income to graphic designer. It didn't tell you that give some income to editor. It didn't tell you how to utilize this income. It's your wish. How do you want to utilize your income? So that will be taxable in your hands. It is known as application of income. However, in the earlier case, the case which we had studied, in the earlier case, publishing house had instructed, please distribute your income to Mrs. A. Please give this income to Mrs. A. This was the instruction of the publishing house. Guys, this is the difference between application of income and diversion of income. So diversion of income is not taxable in hands of the recipient, but application of income is taxable in hands of the recipient. Diversion of income is not taxable in hands of the recipient. Application of income is taxable in hands of the recipient. That is the difference between diversion of income and application of income. I hope I made my point absolutely correct. Aanchal says 10 lakh taxable in hands of Mr. A. Perfect, Aanchal, perfect answer. Megha Tomar says 10 lakh. अभिषेक दास सेज 50 लाख। यार ये 50 लाख कहां से आ गया अभिषेक दास, बताना जरा। 50 लाख की इनकम कहां से आ गई मुझे तो ये बता दो। मैं 10 लाख गरीब आदमी हूं, मैं कोई अमीर आदमी थोड़ी हूं। 50-50 लाख 100-100 करोड़ ऐसे कोई हम करोड़ों लाखों में बात थोड़ी, हम तो 10 लाख पे रुक जाते हैं भाई। 50 लाख कहां से आ गया, समझ में नहीं आई बात। अभिषेक का आंसर गलत हो गया। अभिषेक अटेंशन नहीं दे रहा तो अब अभिषेक बेचारा दुखी हो गया थोड़ा सा। चलो कोई बात नहीं। ओके नेक्स्ट आ जाओ। नेक्स्ट इज tax rates. And yes, the final topic of this particular chapter is tax rates for assessment year 22-23. Guys, we need to understand these tax rates very, very well. We need to understand the concept well. We need to understand the logic behind these tax rates. We need to understand and we need to remember the tax rates which are applicable to individual, to HUF, etc. We need to remember all these things to be able to perform well in the examination, because tax rates form a very important part of your curriculum. Tax rates are very, very important for all of us. Tax rates are determining factor of what our tax amount will be. So now we are starting tax rates for assessment year 22-23. What is the tax rate which is applicable? So first we'll talk about individual HUF, AOP, BOI, artificial juridical person. So these category of people who are there. Number one, individuals. We had studied in our chapter number 1, in lecture number 1, what is individual, what is HUF, what is AOP, what is BOI, and what is artificial juridical person. So for all these categories, the tax rates are divided into 3 parts. First of all, so this is for individual, guys. For individuals, we divide the tax rates into 3 parts. One are the normal individuals, including non-residents. So guys, non-residents, so if you are a resident of India, then you will get benefit of being a senior citizen or a super senior citizen. So if you are old age, then you will get discounted tax rates. We give benefit to our old age people. We give discounted tax rates to our old people. So discounted tax rates are eligible if you are old in the country. But if you are a non-resident, then guys, we will not give you discounted tax rates even if you are old. Okay, even if you are old, we will not give you benefit of lower tax rates if you are a non-resident. So for a non-resident, any age, we give tax rates which is the normal tax rates which are over here. So up to 2,50,000, there is no tax on your income. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5% of tax is there. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20% of tax is there. And above 10 lakh, above 10 lakh, 30% of tax is there. Above 10 lakh, 30% of tax is there. So these are the tax rates which are applicable for a citizen, for a normal citizen. Okay, not a senior citizen, but a normal citizen. And even for non-residents, this is the tax rate. So up to 2,50,000, zero tax. So if your income is up to 2,50,000, zero tax. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5%. 5 lakh to 10 lakh, 20%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. So Rani is asking, sir, editor money, that is 2 lakh, is taxable in his hands or not? Of course, yes. The editor's salary of 2 lakh rupees will be taxable in his hands. Of course, yes. The answer is yes. All right. बिल्कुल पूजा, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हो आप. ग्राफिक डिजाइनर को जो इनकम मिली वो भी टैक्सेबल होगी, बट ग्राफिक डिजाइनर के हाथ में टैक्सेबल होगी, वो मिस्टर ए के हाथ में टैक्सेबल नहीं होगी. मतलब मिस्टर ए के हाथ में उसकी टोटल इनकम टैक्सेबल होगी, जो कि रॉयल्टी इनकम है 10 लाख रुपीस, और ग्राफिक डिजाइनर के हाथ में टैक्सेबल होगी 2 लाख रुपीस. दैट इज द डिफरेंस. ओके सर. All right, so these are the tax rates, guys. And now to remember these tax rates, I'll give you a very simple formula. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5%. Above 10 lakh, 30%. Now this can be written in a different form also. So if your income is between 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs, okay, I'll give you a shortcut formula to compute these taxes. Okay, I'll give you a shortcut formula, and I'm bringing my calculator. You also have your calculator in place, guys. So I'll give you a shortcut formula of computing these tax rates. If your income is between 5 lakh to 10 lakh, suppose your income is 6 lakh rupees, okay? So if your income is 6 lakh rupees, guys, what you'll do is you will first write 12,500, then you will put a add sign. Your income is 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakh minus 5 lakh is 1 lakh rupees. So the lower limit is 5 lakh. How much income is over and above 5 lakh? It is 1 lakh rupees. So 1 lakh will be taxable at the rate of 20%. 1 lakh is taxable at the rate of 20%. So that is 20,000. I will add 20,000 to 12,500 and I will get my tax rate. I will get my tax rate. Tax amount. Tax amount is 12,500 plus 20,000. That is my tax amount. So where do you get this 12,500 from? Guys, the 12,500 is coming from this particular slab rate. 2,50,000 to 5 lakh. It is 2,50,000 multiplied by 5%. So 2,50,000 multiplied by 5%. This comes out to 12,500. So I'm adding this 12,500 in the below slab, and whatever is over and above 5 lakh rupees, that I'm multiplying with 20%. That is how I get tax of this particular slab. Now suppose if you fall under this slab, suppose your income is 12 lakh rupees, then what are you going to do? Guys, I'm going to first of all add 1,12,500. 1,12,500. So where do you get this 1,12,500 from? Guys, I add up this 12,500 and this 5 lakh rupees multiplied by 20%. 5 lakh rupees multiplied by 20% is 1 lakh rupees. So this particular slab is taxed at 1 lakh rupees. So in total, I get 12,500, and this 12,500 is added to the remaining income. Remaining income is 2 lakh, and the remaining 2 lakh rupees is taxable at 30%. So I'll multiply 30%. I get a figure of 60,000 rupees. So my tax is 1,12,500 plus 60,000 rupees. This is a shortcut technique to compute your taxes. This is a shortcut technique to compute your taxes. So if you are an individual, then these are the tax slabs which you will be eligible to. Whatever income you earn, all the incomes will be taxable as per these slab rates if you are an individual, except for certain incomes which are taxable at special rates. So there are certain incomes which are taxable at special rates. For example, casual income. For example, the capital gains which are eligible for 111A benefit, or the capital gains which are eligible for 112A benefit. All those are special rate income. So those incomes will not be taxable at this rate. Apart from that, all other income you will total, and you will tax your other incomes, all other incomes apart from those special rate income, at these slab rates. So these are the shortcut techniques which you can evolve so that you are able to quickly calculate the tax. That is very, very important, to quickly calculate the tax. Okay, got it, sir? So now what is the concept of rebate? Let's revise rebate. So guys, rebate means if you are a resident individual and if your income is below or equal to 5 lakh rupees, if you are a resident individual and your income is below 5 lakh rupees, then you get a benefit of rebate, which means your entire income will be free from tax. Your entire income will be free from tax, 100% of tax or 12,500, whichever is lower. So please note the slab rate. Please note the slab rate below 5 lakh. If your income was below 5 lakh, then you are falling under this first slab rate and your entire income is taxable at 12,500 rate, right? Your income tax is computed as 12,500, right? If your income is below 5 lakh, you need not pay a single penny in tax. This is the concept of rebate. So, if this is the concept of rebate, why was this concept not introduced over here itself? Sir, over here only, the act should have said that up till 5 lakh rupees, the tax is nil. That would have been a shortcut. Why they gave another section? Why 87A, another section? Why didn't they increase the slab rate, the minimum slab rate to 5 lakh rupees? Please answer in the chat box. I want to answer from you, a very logical answer. Why this separate section is required? If they wanted to reduce the tax up to 5 lakh to 0, they should have increased this exemption limit to 5 lakh. Simple. Why a separate section is required? 87A to reduce the income up to 5 lakh to 0. Why a separate section is required? Why not increase this slab rate to 5 lakh rupees? Why not do that? I want to answer in the chat box. The question is very simple. Please understand the question. Why is there need of 87A? If you wanted to reduce your income tax to 0 up to 5 lakh rupees of income, then you should have increased this slab rate. Why this income is why this additional section is there? Perfect, Jyotish Raj, perfect, Manav, perfect, Yashika, perfect, Bhupinder, perfect, Vishal, Kirti, Alfia, perfect, Megha Tomar, Jyotish, Tanya Bhatt, Manav Khera, brilliant guys. It is very, very clear that you guys are studying direct tax properly and religiously because you are able to understand the concepts well. It is a proof of the fact. I'm proud of all of you. Brilliant job, guys. Brilliant job. Reason is very simple. The benefit is given only and only to resident individuals. And this slab rate is applicable to non-resident individuals also. We didn't want to extend this benefit to non-residents. We didn't want to extend this benefit to foreigners. We wanted to extend this benefit only to resident individuals. Therefore, the rebate was given as a separate section. So there is a separate section for it. Next, what will be the surcharge? Will there be surcharge? Yes. The high net worth individual, the individuals who are earning a lot of money from 50 lakh to 1 crore rupees, they will pay surcharge at the rate of 10% of tax. Then people who are earning income from 1 crore to 2 crore, they'll pay 15% of tax as the surcharge. If your income is 2 crores to 5 crores, then you will pay 25% of the tax as the surcharge. So these are the surcharge rates. If your income is above 5 crores, you will pay 37% of the tax as surcharge. In case of dividend or income under section 111A, 112A, surcharge is restricted to 15%. So these are two categories of income on which the surcharge is restricted. Category number one, dividend income. Category number two, income taxable. I was talking about capital gains, right? Income taxable under 111A and 112A. I'll be discussing these two topics, these two sections under the capital gains revision. Okay, sir. Then yes, last but not at all the least, health and education cess. Health and education cess 4% of tax plus surcharge is applicable in all cases. Whatever income you earn, health and education cess is applicable to all those incomes. Okay, guys. The next concept is marginal relief. A very, very important concept. A very, very important concept. Concept is marginal relief. From your exam standpoint also, it is very, very relevant. It is very, very important. Marginal relief. So marginal relief is emanating as a concept from a very big problem caused due to surcharge. Surcharge poses a very big problem because of the surcharge, which means income of more than 50 lakh, 10% additional tax is to be paid. This is the provision of surcharge, and this provision gives a very big problem to all of us. What is the problem, guys? Let's analyze the problem first, and then I will tell you why this marginal relief was introduced in the Income Tax Act. So suppose someone's taxable income is 49 lakh 90,000. Case 2, the taxable income is 50 lakh 10,000. Okay. There is a gap of 20,000 rupees. Case 1, 49 lakh 90,000. Case 2, 50 lakh 10,000. The gap is only 20,000 rupees. This person is earning 20 lakh rupees more than case 1. This is the scenario. Okay. Case 1 and case 2. Although the income is increasing marginally means a very small portion of income is increasing. From 49 lakh 90,000, it is increasing to 50 lakh 10,000. So there's a very small increase which is happening in the income. But guys, a very big change is happening. What is that big change? Case number 1, surcharge not applicable. Case number 2, surcharge applicable. Case number 1, surcharge not applicable because it is lower than 50 lakh. Case number 2, surcharge applicable because income is above 50 lakh. A big change, a sea change happening over here. What is the repercussion of this change? Repercussion is the tax liability as per the slab rate is computed in front of you. How did I compute it? 49 lakh 90,000 minus 10 lakh rupees multiplied by 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500. That is how I compute the tax amount. So minus 10 lakh multiplied by 30% plus 1 lakh 12,500. The amount is 13 lakh 9,500. When I compute tax in case number 2, the tax is coming out as 131,550, but the surcharge, additional surcharge is coming out to be a very high amount of 10%, 1,31,550. So the total tax and surcharge in case 1 is 13 lakh 9,500. In case 2 is 14 lakh 47,050. There is an increase of 1,37,550. So imagine a weird situation. Imagine a situation which is very, very weird, which is, sir, income is increasing by 20,000 and the tax is increasing by 1,37,550. Wow, what a big loss. Then I will try to restrict my income at 49 lakh 90,000. I'm very happy with 49 lakh 90,000. So once I attain the figure of 49 lakh 90,000, I will tell my customers, I don't want to earn more. No, please go back. I won't sell my product to you. I won't sell my income, my services to you. Please go back. I'm not earning anything from you. I don't want to earn anything from you. Please go back. What a weird situation. It is a negative incentive to earn money. 20,000 rupees of additional income and the tax and surcharge which is there, that is 1,37,550 additional tax and surcharge is there. What a weird situation. What a difficult situation to be in. Now, I would like to ask you one very important question. Okay. I want to ask you a very important question. And I'm making a line over here. Just look at this line. Okay. So this represents 49 lakh 90,000. this represents 50 lakh, and this represents 50 lakh 10,000. These are the three income brackets which we are in. Okay, there is an increase of 10,000 over here, there is an increase of 10,000 over here. This is first 10,000 increase, this is second 10,000 increase. Now you tell me what is the reason. You tell me what is the reason of this problem. What is the reason of this problem? This is a problem in front of me, that my income is 20,000 increasing, my tax is increasing at the rate of 1,37,550. This is a problem in front of me. Please tell the reason of this problem. Reason of this problem. I give you three options, or I can give you four options. Okay, option number one, the reason of this problem is first 10,000 rupees. Option number two, the reason of this problem is second 10,000 rupees. Option number three, the reason of this problem is both 1 and 2. This is option number three. Option number four, sir, can't say. Sir, early in the morning, you have disturbed our sleep. We were sleeping merrily. We have the full day with us. We are feeling so tired. We have not even taken a shower. We are in our bed, still in our quilt. You are just eating away our head. So we are absolutely not in correct state of mind. So option number four, can't say, sir. You only tell us what is the answer. We can't say. So these are the four answers which are there in front of you. Please tell me what is the correct answer. Option number one, the first 10,000. Option number two, the second 10,000. Option number three, both first and second 10,000, 10,000. Option number four, can't say. We can't say anything. What is the correct option? Option number one, option number two, option number three, option number four. Kirti Batra is saying fourth option is the best. Yes, I agree with you, Kirti Batra. I also was sleeping merrily. I have disturbed your sleep. I have disturbed my sleep. It is very, very bad. I don't know why this happened. No. Oh, one more person of option number four, Kartike Mishra. Wow, Kartike Mishra. Brilliant. Option number four is the best. Okay, rest, other students. Bhupender Aneja is also saying option number four. Very good. So please give me the correct answer. Megha Tomar is saying can't say. Third option. Second option. Okay. Vidhi Podar is saying second option. Perfect. Second option. Rani Singh is saying first option. Manimala is saying third option. Pankaj Kumar is saying third option. Jyotish is saying second option. So guys, the correct answer is that the problem is the second 10,000. The correct answer is option number B. The problem is this second 10,000. If my income was up till 50 lakh, I would have faced no problem at all. I would have faced no problem at all if the income was up till 50 lakhs. But since my income has exceeded 50 lakh rupees, due to this second 10,000 rupees, I am facing a problem. This is a problem for me. So what is the problem? Problem is this second 10,000 is the problem for me. I shouldn't have earned this second 10,000. So the correct answer is option B. This 10,000 is the problem for me. Guys, on this 10,000 rupees, suppose I am paying taxes to the extent of 30%. So the maximum surcharge which I can afford on this particular 10,000 rupees. So what is left over with me after surcharge? What is left over? The amount which is left over with me after the income tax. Income tax is 30%, right? So 10,000 additional income I'm earning. Out of that, 30% I'm paying as taxes, which is 3,000 rupees. Whatever is left with me is 7,000 rupees. 7,000 rupees is left with me. So guys, the maximum surcharge that I can pay on this additional 10,000 rupees is 7,000 rupees and not more than that. That is the maximum surcharge I can pay. I cannot pay surcharge over and above this 7,000 rupees. This is the maximum surcharge I can pay. All I can do is give everything to the Indian government. Okay, out of this 10,000, 3,000 I'm paying as taxes. So I can at max give a surcharge of 7,000 rupees to my government of India. I cannot pay any additional surcharge to government of India. I cannot pay it. So I need a relief. I need a relief. I don't want to pay 1,37,550. I don't want to pay this surcharge 131550. I don't want to pay 131550. I don't want to pay. So if I ask you, what is the maximum amount do you want to pay? The maximum amount that I want to pay is 7,000 rupees. Please cancel this 131550. I can at max pay 7,000 rupees. I cannot pay this 131550. This is getting my entire mathematics wrong. It is landing me to trouble that my income is increasing by 20,000 rupees and my tax liability is increasing by 137,550. I don't want to pay 131,550. Then I ask you, what do you want to pay? What is the maximum that you want to, that you can pay? I tell you that on this 10,000, I will pay tax of 30%. So the maximum amount of surcharge that I can pay is 7,000 rupees. So please cancel 131550. I am requesting Government of India, please cancel 131550 and write 7,000 over here. So what is the relief that you are asking? 131,550 minus 7,000 rupees. The relief which you are asking is 1,24,550. That is the relief which you are asking, and this relief is known as marginal relief. The surcharge which you are liable to pay minus the surcharge that you can maximum at max pay. That is the amount of marginal relief that you are expecting from Government of India. So you are requesting the Government of India, hello Government of India, listen to me. Over here, I have the surcharge as 131550. Okay, please give me a marginal relief of 124,550. How do we compute this marginal relief? How do we compute this marginal relief? There's a formula to it. And please don't mug up the formula, okay? Because I've given you the logic. So mug up the logic, not the formula, okay? What is the formula? Let's read the formula also. Calculated surcharge, whatever is the surcharge, and in our case, the calculated surcharge is 131,550. Calculated surcharge minus 7% of extra income. Sorry, 70% of extra income. Whatever income is in excess, 70% of that income is the maximum amount of surcharge that we want to pay. Okay. So 70% of surcharge we want to pay on extra income. 70% of surcharge we want to pay on extra income. That is the maximum amount of surcharge that we want to pay. This is the formula of marginal relief. Which formula you don't need to mug up, you don't need to remember. You just need to remember this example. We are having surcharge of 131,550. We want to pay surcharge of only 7,000 rupees and nothing more and nothing less. We want to pay a surcharge of only 7,000 rupees. So what is the marginal relief? Marginal relief is 131,550 minus 7,000 rupees. It is 124,550. 124,550. This is the amount of marginal relief that we are requesting from Government of India. So what is the effective surcharge which you are paying in this particular case? The effective surcharge which we are paying is 7,000 rupees, and we want to pay surcharge of 7,000 rupees only. Guys, this is the concept of marginal relief. A very, very, very important concept that is there in your syllabus, and your examination also question might come from marginal relief separately. 3 marks, 4 marks question, it might come from marginal relief itself. Okay, sir, got it. And now moving on to the last topic, some tax rates which are belonging to the companies or other sort of organizations like AOP, BOI, firm, LLP, etc. AOP, BOI we have already discussed in our earlier slide. This is about firm, LLP, and the company. So in case of a firm, the tax rate is 12%. If you are a partnership firm or an LLP, the tax rate is 12%. Surcharge is 12% flat if your income is above 1 crore. Okay, no concept of 50 lakh, 1 crore, 10 crore, no concept of that. Flat 12% surcharge if your income is above 1 crore. If you're a company, then if you're a domestic company or you're a foreign company, okay, if you're a domestic company, then guys, the tax rate will depend on your gross turnover. If your gross turnover is below 400 crores in previous year 1920, then your rate of tax is 25%. If your gross turnover is above 400 crore in previous year 1920, then you pay a tax of 30%. So if you're a small company, which means your turnover or gross receipt is 400 crores or less in previous year 1920, then you pay a tax rate of 25%. If you are a big company, which means your total turnover is above 400 crores in previous year 1920, so we'll see previous year 1920 to fix this benchmark, is 400 crores, then your tax rate is 30%. In case you are a foreign company, then you are taxable at a flat rate of 40%, whether you are a big company or a small company. Okay, whatever company you are taxable at a flat rate of 40%. That is what the tax rate is. Okay, sir. Then what about surcharge? What is the surcharge applicable on companies? So guys, the surcharge which is applicable on companies, if your income is less than or equal to 1 crore rupees, that is the first slab rate. Then if your income is more than 1 crore rupees, that is the second slab rate. So these are the two slab rates which are there in case of companies. So if your income is 1 crore rupees or less, if your income is less than 1 crore rupees, then the surcharge which you are required to pay is nil. You don't have to pay any surcharge in that particular case. So income is below 1 crore, I am writing the surcharge as nil. You need not pay any surcharge if your income is below 1 crore. If your income is above 1 crore, then you are required to pay surcharge. If your income is above 1 crore, if your income is up to 10 crore, up to 10 crore, which means less than 10 crore but above 1 crore, then you need to pay surcharge at 7% and 2% for domestic company and foreign company. DC means domestic company, FC means foreign company. So if your income is below 10 crores, below or equal to 10 crores, then your domestic company surcharge rate is 7%, foreign company surcharge is 2%. But if you are a company whose turnover is more than 10 crore, your income is more than 10 crore, then guys, your domestic company will be taxable at a surcharge of 12% and foreign company will be taxable at 5%. So these are the big companies above 10 crore company. These are companies which are small companies from 1 crore to 10 crore. So 7% and 2% over here and 12% and 5% over here. Please note that these tax rates are with respect to assessment year 22-23. That is the slab rate which is applicable to you. AY 22-23 is the rate at which these companies are taxed. So these rates are belonging to AY 22-23 assessment year. So yes, some students are saying that I need to send these slides to the group. Okay, I will share these slides to the group, guys. In the WhatsApp group, I will share these slide deck with you. Okay, so yes, guys, these were the provisions which we need to complete today, and hereby we complete our first chapter. The revision of the entire first chapter is complete now, and now we are moving towards the test series. Test on 13th of March of the first chapter, basic concepts and tax rates. Two topics will be covered on first of on this Sunday. Okay, this Sunday. What is the date this Sunday? The date is 13th of March 2022. First chapter test is there, 7 p.m. It will be held on Google Meet. And yes, I'll be taking the test live with all of you. I'll be there interacting with you live on Google Meet. 13th March 2022 at 7 p.m. will be the test of first chapter, basic concepts and the tax rates. This will be the agenda for this particular test. So yes, please get prepared for the test series. How to get added on the WhatsApp group? Just dial on this number 9643929913. Drop in a WhatsApp message on this number and you'll be added to WhatsApp group of intermediate direct tax subject. Okay, that is how you can give the test series. Test of basic concepts and tax rates, 13th of March, 7 p.m. Let me reiterate the schedule for our live sessions. Live sessions are on, guys, and the schedule for live sessions are listed in this table, right? Financial accounting, Tuesdays and Saturdays, 12 noon. 12th of March is the starting date, which is this Saturday. Okay, this Saturday, this live session is starting. Costing, Monday and Friday, 5:30 p.m. 7th of March 2022. Direct taxation, Tuesday and Thursday, 9 a.m. 8th of March 2022. Law and ethics, Tuesday and Saturday, 5:30 p.m. 12th March 2022. This is the schedule for your live series and live sessions. And yes, guys, the direct taxation live session is important for group 3 students as well. So group 3 students of direct taxation, paper number 16, these live sessions will be very, very useful to you. In the heading, I will be writing that, this particular live session is relevant for CMA Inter plus final, or is it relevant only to CMA Inter, or is it relevant only to CMA final? That I'll be writing in the heading, heading of these videos which are saved on YouTube. So yes, guys, that's all for this particular session. We'll be meeting in the test series now for direct taxation. And yes, you have your other subjects other subject revision classes lined for you according to this schedule. So please attend all the live series, all the live sessions which are happening on 2 YouTube channels. On both the YouTube channel, it will be live simultaneously. CACS, CMA Nikkhil Gupta and Bright Vision Academy. Both the YouTube channels will be useful to you. So why are we hosting it live on both the channels? Because if due to some technical glitch, if it is not broadcasted on one other channel, you'll get the content on another channel, so that none of our content get missed. Therefore, we are hosting it on 2 channels, CACSCM Nikkhil Gupta and Bright Vision Academy. So yes, that's all for this particular session. At last, before signing off, it's a request to all of you. Please hit a like button and let's target getting as many likes as possible, because likes is one thing which will keep me motivated, which will keep the entire faculty members of Bright Vision Academy motivated, and we will keep on bringing up with new series and sessions with all of you. And your likes, your comments, your kind gesture of sharing these videos with your friends, which will help us a lot in motivating us for bringing in newer things for all of you. So please hit a like button on this particular video if you like the session, and please share these videos to all of you. Yes, till we meet again, before I sign off, how's the Josh? I want to know in the chat box. How is the Josh for June 2020 examination, the Mission 2020 examination? How is the Josh? Are we ready to give our 200% to June 2022 examination? That is what I want to know in the chat box. So how's the Josh, guys? Let me see in the chat box. How's the Josh? Are we ready to do something big in June 2022 examination? Are we going to really rock the June 2022 examination? Answer is a obvious yes. Alfia, Dhruv Jain, Deepak, Rani, Deepak, Disha, Jyotish, Manav, Om Kakati, Shilpi Sharma, Yashika, Anjali Mahor, Manimala, entertainment show. No, 1000%. Perfect. 1000% is the Josh that we are going to take. At peak Himalaya, Dhruv Jain is saying that the Josh is at peak Himalayas. Brilliant. Manav Khera, Kartike, Poonam, Chandana, Gerald, Vishnu, Chandana. Brilliant, guys. Brilliant. Amazing. Amazing Josh that you have shown. Okay, guys. All right. With that positive note and with that so much of Josh, so much of high spirits, have a very good day. Have a fruitful day. Use every second, every minute, every moment of this day to your benefit towards achieving your goal of attaining good marks in June 2022 examination. Till we meet next, all the very best and happy studying. Bye-bye.